Let's now talk briefly about the challenges that one might confront while developing a corpus. One of the biggest challenges is about the decision regarding the size and data type of a corpus. The question of size is very critical, and it becomes very important in various kinds of studies and various kind of data storages. For example, and there cannot be a specific answer to this question. People would have to decide based on their purpose, on nature of the data they are collecting, and the possible purposes or users they think the corpus would be put to. Therefore, frankly speaking, there is no definite frank answer to this question that what size of words would be enough to make a corpus. It would vary from one corpus to another depending upon its nature and purpose. For example, if a corpus is being developed for making a dictionary and it would involve the use of various senses of a word or words, then you would probably need hundreds and millions of words to be collected in a corpus so that you make the major collection and you may not miss any sense of a word for which a word is being employed to. Therefore, and for any other purpose, for example, looking for a certain kind of register or certain use, particular professional use of a language, you would not need that deep or detailed data for that matter. Overall, the question of size may be decided by two elements. Number one is the representativeness. You need to, as a data collector for a corpus, you might ask yourself, have I collected enough data to serve the purpose of the corpus? If the answer is yes, the data would be representative, and you probably stop collecting more files to it. Then practicality is also is a serious constraint. When you are collecting data for a particular research purpose, you will have to finish that purpose or complete that task in a particular time frame, maybe a project time. So you need to see that you collect enough data which may be collected in a certain amount of time, only that data which can be collected in a certain time and may be analyzed in the time which is allocated for a project. So practicality is another consideration, or in some cases it may be considered as another constraint. Then how do I collect text for a corpus? That's another question to be, or challenge to be answered in while making a corpus. And in this regard, we need to see that the ideal and the ethical way is to seek permission from the authors or the producers of a text which may be included in a corpus. Especially, we need to seek consents of any party, a person, or an institution involved in the production of a text. Then there may be different rules applied to different kinds of text. For example, if there is a text about certain institutional performance or certain institutional documentation, the process of seeking permission or consent from that institution would be different from the process of collecting text about schools examinations or schools question papers of a particular level of education. So students writing samples, it would be easy to collect consent for such kind of text as compared to institutional text. So therefore, we need to keep in mind the nature of the text also when seeking consent for their collection, and the nature of institution they are related to. If the texts belong to public domain, they can be collected and used without any serious permission from anyone. But if they are copyrighted material, they would not only need prior consent, but some of the copyrighted materials also involve the payment of the fees. So any researcher or corpus collector should be mindful of all these details, and he should respect copyrights in all cases. There are certain procedures which may be adopted while creating a corpus, and these procedures involve certain issues that are best addressed prior to the corpus construction. Such issues include what constitutes a text, what kind of definition of a text is. Either it is kind of written or spoken text. Oral words would also constitute a text or not, according to the definition of a corpus. Or would the videos be used to collect text or not? There could be multiple kinds of text. So a corpus need to define what kind of text it would store in. Then how the files will be named in different sections of the corpus. What information will be included in each file should be clearly defined. Then how will the text be stored? What would be the possible file format? Maybe on Word document, PDF, or any other format. Paragraphing, all other details must be clearly explained. Then how much markup do one needs to collect a certain corpus? A markup refers to adding information to a corpus file. Not all corpora contain markups, but some of the corpus do contain markup. They help the reader to identify certain text in a corpus storage. Certain types of markup can facilitate corpus analysis. Markups can be divided into two types. For example, document markup and annotations. Annotations are very clear. It's similar to the writing notes while you're reading a book on the side of the book in order to identify the information later on. But document markup include details codes like HTML codes, which are used for online documentation. So, and these can include various features, for example, paragraphs, fonts, sentences, sentence numbers, etc. of a text. Looking to the future, what are the possibilities in corpus analysis in the coming years, and how they can be met or materialized? The scope of changes that might take place in the area of corpus construction and tools would be greater owing to great technological advancement in recent times, and they are unstoppable. Every new day we find a new application, new equipment, tools to deal with the discourse and discourse analysis. So therefore the coming days would be more exciting for corpus analysis also. One of the changes that we possibly would see would be the greater availability of spoken corpora, which was not possible because of various practical reasons. It's very difficult to store spoken corpus. It consumes more space. Moreover, it involves a lot of effort in terms of transcription. In coming years, we may see there would be two factors which would make the availability of spoken corpus more easy. For example, we can see that more people would be willing to share their spoken discourse as it would become a norm of research. So people would understand the nature and the usefulness of sharing their spoken discourse, as there would be more storages also. So it would be easy to access spoken discourse. Moreover, creating spoken corpora would benefit from the technological advancements, as it would become easy to transcribe a spoken data with the help of technological tools more accurately. Therefore, the labor of transcribing a data would be reduced or minimized. In this way, we can see more spoken corpora being emerging in future times. The development and use of video or multimodal corpora is another area which would prosper in coming years. There has already been certain studies which included this, but it is expected because of future technological advancements that more corpora about video and multimodal analysis would be developed, and this would enrich corpus analysis in a crucial manner.